Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Our ceremony will begin in 10 minutes. Please make your way into the auditorium to locate your seats. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Our ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Please make your way into the auditorium to locate your seats. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Graduation will begin shortly. Emergency exits are located to the left and right of the stage, as well as through the lobby area. At this time, please place all electronic devices on silent and take your seats. Welcome to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. Established in 1974, it sits on over 100 acres just outside the capital city of Jackson. The Mississippi State Fire Academy is your premier location for firefighter training. Our bureaus deliver training across many disciplines, including basic firefighter recruit training, advanced fire and rescue training, and emergency medical training. The Mississippi State Fire Academy is a division of the Mississippi Department of Insurance under the direction of Insurance Commissioner and State Fire Marshal Mike Cheney.
As a firefighter and first responder, that's your calling in life. It's a servant attitude. It's what it's about, making life better for everyone. On behalf of the great state of Mississippi, thank you for your services.
Instructors of the Mississippi State Fire Academy include award winners, national executive fire officers, rescue specialists, and college graduates at the bachelor's, master's, and even doctorate levels. The Mississippi State Fire Academy is an incredible asset to our state, and we look forward to serving our community for years to come. Please stand and welcome your graduates of the Mississippi State Fire Academy's Basic Firefighter Recruit Class.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Take seats.
I would like to call Joseph Douglas from Fulton Fire Department to the stage for the invocation.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for another day and what this day in particular means to me and my classmates. Thank you for our friends, family, these instructors, our departments, and everyone who has stood in our corner and supported us through the duration of this class. Help us to go from here in strength and in courage. You have given us the knowledge and competence to better ourselves at this craft in which we will serve our communities and ultimately you. Help us to use the skills and information that we have acquired to be better servants and to bring glory to your name. Lead us in the path of righteousness. Teach us to be a light in our communities. Send us to be an anchor for people on their worst day. And lastly, help us to remember the ones before us, the firefighters that put their life on the line and put others before them, the ones that have sacrificed going home to their families so that someone else could go to theirs. We ask you to keep us safe going forward and that your will would be done in our lives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning to the firefighters of Class 210, their families, friends, and coworkers. I am Deputy Director Barry Burnside on behalf of Director Elliott, our Executive Director, who couldn't be here today, and along with the entire MSFA staff, we would like to welcome you to the Mississippi State Fire Academy. We're happy to be celebrating the graduation of 22 firefighters of Class 210. The Academy is a sub-agency of the Mississippi Department of Insurance under the leadership of Commissioner Mike Chaney. We have the designation as the agency of this state to conduct the training for these personnel on a statewide basis for the entire state of Mississippi. So state law provides that within 1 year of their employment, all paid full-time firefighters shall be certified as completing the mandatory training requirements administered by the State Fire Academy, as you have all been a part of for the last 7 weeks. This training is completed by a highly respected instructional staff to my left in the Certification Bureau under the leadership of Instructor Chief Marcus Collier and Class Coordinator Chris Carrera, who you'll meet in just a few minutes. These instructors have poured themselves into this academy to make it an exceptional program. And I'm just very, very proud of that program, by the way. And we've all been a part of it for a long, long time and have a former instructor here as well. And we're very proud of that program. Each subject taught, each skill presented, and each evolution that is completed is aimed at producing a highly trained and prepared, mentally and physically fit firefighter. Instructor Chief Collier, to you and your team, I appreciate you and great job. Could y'all give him a hand, please? To the graduates, everyone at the Fire Academy and back home at your department has had a vested interest in you guys and gal. You've obtained this training to become a firefighter, one of the most honorable professions and trusted professions in the world. We're very proud of you. As you begin your journey to serve the citizens and visitors throughout our state, just remember where you came from. We would like to recognize the different areas of Mississippi that are represented today. We have firefighters from the northern part of the state in Olive Branch, Columbus, Fulton, Hernando, Tupelo, Saltillo, Batesville, New Albany, and Corinth. From the central part of Mississippi, Jackson, Clinton, and Martin. From the southern part of Mississippi, Pass Christian, Pascagoula, Macomb, and Waveland. Let's give them a hand, please. Hey, just a final thought from me on my behalf as a deputy here. As y'all leave here today, your training has just begun, just like we talked about yesterday in the same room. You know, we had a few hours to spend with them. It's just begun. It's just the tip of the iceberg for the next 30 years. It'll be, your time will be spent trying to get better. And we talked about, we have executive fire officers in the room right now that are 15, 20, some even 30 years that are still here training. So remember, I want all of you to remember that this academy is yours. We want you to come back, and we want you to come back often. Come back to be renewed, come back to be challenged, come back to be sharpened, and come back to be encouraged, but also to be an encourager. We want you to come back and grow in your profession, and we hope we see you often. You are now part of a huge family. Lastly, saying that about the family, remember there are two names you wear on your back of your turnout gear. Your last name and the name of your department. So always remember that. Everybody's always watching you. Honor them both in everything you do. Most of all, honor God and do your job and do it well. And most of all, to this, have fun doing this job. Enjoy it. It's just one of the greatest and most rewarding professions that I've been a part of. And with that, I'm about to conclude. I want to introduce through video our Commissioner Mike Cheney, who is our boss, the Director of the Insurance Commission, and also the State Fire Marshal.
I'm Insurance Commissioner Mike Cheney and State Fire Marshal. The State Fire Academy is a division of the Department of Insurance. Sorry I couldn't be with you today. You know, every time there's a graduation at the State Fire Academy, I'm with you in spirit. You know, I'm a state elected official, like a lot of other folks in the state of Mississippi, and I want to congratulate you on behalf of the state of Mississippi for being a graduate of the #1 fire academy in the United States. Your job is so important to your community, to saving the lives of others, to serving a mission that is truly important to your community and to your great state. Thank you for your service to your community and to mankind.
Well, once again, good morning. We're very excited to have all of you here today. You know, for these individuals that are sitting here, and this holds true for every first responder in the building or in the state or in the country for that matter. We couldn't do what we do without your support, without our loved ones' support behind us and your encouragement and you picking us up and encourage us to move forward. So, you know, everybody that's here today to honor this class and their accomplishments, you're here because you play a significant role in that, and we just want to recognize that fact today. Thank you for taking time out of your schedules to come here for your loved ones today. The Mississippi State Fire Academy has 30 full-time instructional staff members, and those staff members are almost evenly distributed across 4 functional areas or groups of instructors. So at this time, what I'd like to do is introduce the instructional staff members that have spent the majority of their time over the last 7 weeks with your loved ones. So beginning over here on the floor to my left, I'm going to begin on the back row. We have Instructor Xavier Jacobs, Senior Instructor Charles Weathersby, Instructor Dustin Turner, Advanced Instructor Will Cockey, Instructor Colby Stark, Instructor Josh Clark. On the stage to my left here, we have Advanced Instructor Sean Sinclair and Advanced Instructor Chris Carrera. Also, we have a couple of members out today. Those are Advanced Instructor Durfee Burns, and we also have Instructor Lane Putt. So you may have heard some of these names. We just like to give an opportunity at this time to make a connection. More than likely, you've heard one or more of these names over the last few weeks, especially over the weekend. And we'd like to just provide you an opportunity to put a face with the name. So also not here today is our administrative assistant, Miss Rebecca Cahoon. And she usually, you guys that are training officers and chiefs in the room, you know she's pretty much the point of contact if you're trying to get information pertaining to a class or pertaining to a student. So I just want to thank her for all that she does for us as well. So at this point in time, we want to shift our focus basically to Class 210. So congratulations. I told you yesterday, I'm proud of the class as a whole. I'm proud of your accomplishment. And more than that, I'm proud in the manner in which you conducted yourselves while you were here at the academy. I told you yesterday, I felt like everybody in this class came here to take care of business. You were focused on the task. You were focused on the goal. And today, you're reaping the benefits of that determination, of that focus, of that persistence that you displayed, and that dedication that you displayed over the last few weeks. So just me personally, on behalf of all the instructional staff members over the last few weeks, thank you for your effort. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your dedication. Thank you for all the long days that you put in. You were here. You showed up ready to go with a positive attitude, and we appreciate that. And I encourage you to take that as you move forward in your careers and continue that process, because you're going to need that down the road, I can promise you, all the way through your career. So we just wanted to leave you today. I basically have 3 points, and they're going to go really fast, and they're going to be really quick. So first of all, number one, remember that each one of us have a purpose. We're not just born. All of us were born. The Bible says, it makes reference to the point that we're born for such a time as this. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." So you have a purpose, you have a passion, and the Lord's put that into each and every person's heart and soul within this room. Number two, very simply, pray. Pray simply, pray directly, pray frequently, and above all, pray sincerely. You say, what do I pray for? Well, pray for strength. Pray for strength to do your appointed task each and every day. Pray for wisdom to make the right decisions. Pray for patience to do all things to the best of your ability. And lastly, pray for guidance to shape your life and your future as you move forward in your life. Philippians 4:6 says, "Do not be anxious in anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication." Supplication is an act of being earnestly asking, humbly asking. So by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your request be made known to God. And the last one is patience. Be patient. Galatians 6:9 says, "Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up." Things aren't going to happen overnight. You know, I heard some of you say just before we walked in, it seemed like this went by quickly. Some things we get in and they go by quickly, and some things we get in and they don't go by so quickly. So we have to persist. We have to have patience. And again, for those of you that are sitting here today, you've demonstrated that over the last 7 weeks. So again, I encourage you to continue that moving forward. So very simply, I try to keep things simple so that you can remember them. You can just remember them by the 3 Ps. You can say, you get into a bad situation, remind yourself, I have a purpose, I must pray, and I must be patient. And if you keep those things in perspective, no matter what you encounter or what comes your way, the Lord will help you traverse your path to the direction that He wants you to go. So, again, on behalf of the instructional staff members, we're proud of you. We're proud to be here today to experience this moment with you, and we look forward to seeing you in the future as you advance your careers within the fire service. And may God bless you all.
No one's good at everything. I mean, that's just not the way life works. What you know is very limited, and what you don't know is limitless. If I want to be good, I gotta wake up in the morning and I gotta do the extra work. I gotta learn. I've got to continue to be open to learning. Nothing was given to me. I didn't take the easy way out. I wanted to be the best I could be, period. to be proud of the man in the glass. Be proud of that man that wakes up every day and does the best he can do with his priorities. We're all talented at certain things, but we can really continue to improve our weaknesses if we're humble enough to identify them, and we can build on our strengths. Focus on what you can control. You have an opportunity every day to surround yourself with people to help you grow. I was never, I would say, like a prodigy. Probably had some other traits that maybe were hard to identify, but that were really sustainable over time. Work ethic and discipline. I just was motivated to give my best, do the best with the opportunity I got, and to never let my teammates down. All those experiences that we think are the hardest things in our life end up being the best experience in our life, because if you approach it with humility and you look inward, they become the best opportunities for growth and learning.
You are all I ever need.
Stay with the men. Okay? If you come to something like that narrow, just remember you got to go all the way down to the bottom right there. Until you pull off.
All right, second floor, one victim fire here. Stand right on the left-hand side.
Is once we push the fire out of the pit, we're going to take about 3 steps to the right in a calm manner.
Yeah, give them a round of applause. So that video production shows just a little bit about of what all they've been through over the last 7 weeks and the things that they've done and the things that they've accomplished. Also, it pays tribute to our staff that we have behind the scenes here at the Academy. You know, it's a lot of times the faces that get seen and get the recognition most of the time are these instructors, but as an academy as a whole, we have a phenomenal group of people that work here at this facility, and we could not do what we do to train your loved ones without everybody working behind the scenes. So that's everybody in administration. That's the cafeteria workers. I don't know if any of those hardworking ladies are in the building or not, but man, they get here early in the morning and start preparing meals, and they feed these firemen from all over the state breakfast and lunch. So they do a phenomenal job there. And then also our maintenance staff. I can't say enough about the maintenance. So if there's anybody from maintenance in here, thank you for all you do. I don't know if you guys know it or not, or if your loved ones have been in the fire service long enough, but there's one thing you'll learn: a fireman or a firefighter can tear up a lot of things, and that holds true even if you come to the academy as an instructor. We can just demolish some things around here. And if it wasn't for our phenomenal maintenance staff and keeping everything running, we couldn't do what we need to do on a daily basis. Also, if you drove up this morning with the rain and everything, as I was driving in this morning, you notice this little area out here where the pine trees are next to the memorial. The grass is all lush, it's fresh cut. They do all those things. So there's about 88 acres of territory inside the gates that they also, in the mix of fixing things that we break and keeping this place going, that they also keep the grounds very well kept. So we just thank everybody. I can't think if I've left anybody out, but whole point there is just say, hey, as a facility and as an agency, we have a lot of phenomenal people that work here and make this thing happen on a daily basis. So at this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce the coordinator of Basic Class 210. Instructor Carrera came here in 2011, so he's been here since 2011. He has over 30 years of experience in the fire service. He began his career in Greenville, Mississippi at the Greenville Fire Department. He went from Greenville to Ridgeland Fire Department, and then from Ridgeland Fire Department to here. And again, he began here, I believe, in July of 2011, and retired, came back, and ever since 2011, in some capacity, for the short stint that he was out of the fire service and moved back to the area in Little Rock, where again he worked with the fire service there. But he's had a lot to do with the basic classes over these years. And as far as leadership goes, I can say Basic Class 210, you've been in great hands over the last 7 weeks. And if you would just welcome Instructor Carrera with a round of applause for the job he's done with this group of students.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. And I have, like he said, I have been in 30 years. I started when I was 8 in the fire service. I've been 38 years old now. No, I'm just kidding. Special thank you before I get started to one of the newest members of our staff here in our video department. Powell Smith just came to us, which is he was responsible for a lot of that footage that you just saw, as well as Richard Stafford of Stafford Photography. Excellent, excellent video on there. And I talked to Richard yesterday about the video, and I joked with Chief Collier about it. I know now why Hollywood prefers younger people, because when you're shot in, he shot that with a 4K cinematographer camera. And I'm like, bro, I told Chief, I was like, how'd they get my dad on that video? I don't know how that happened, but made me look old. But thank you, special thank you to that. That was a great video. It's one of the best I've seen since I've been here. Starting out, I wanted to kind of recognize a few of the guys that for some specific awards now. And as you guys at home probably have known, that they've taken a lot of tests. They've been studying a lot. So they've taken 29 tests since they've been here. They've taken 27 chapter tests and then 2 final tests. So they've just really been getting, sometimes 2 or 3 a day sometimes. So over the course of that, we want to recognize the highest GPA for this Class 210. The highest GPA came down to, it was less than a 1 point difference. It was actually 0.87 difference from the highest GPA. But the highest GPA for Class 210 goes from the Pass Christian Fire Department, Caleb Councilman. Robert Owen came in just, I mean, I want to recognize he came in just behind, I mean, like I said, less than a point difference. Next, we want to move on to as you saw in the video, we've done a lot of physical activities since we've been here. So we try to get a measure on where they are when we first get them. And with the new MSTAT program, we're getting them in a lot better shape when they get here. So it's really been, it's worked out good for us. But we test them over 3 times during here. We have, week 1, week 3, and then usually week 6 that we'll test them. And we give out the most physically fit award. This one, it came down to within 3 people. Very, very tight race. But most physically fit comes from the Fulton Fire Department, Joe Douglas. I do want to mention on that last assessment that we did, Joe was really a little under the weather. He was not feeling it, but I want to say he had his best turnout then. So he really sucked it up and he manned up and he got the job done. That just kind of personifies what this job entails. So I'm really, really proud of him. Lastly, we give a Making a Difference Award, which, as you can see on the sign out here when you leave, it says, "Have you made a difference today?" We started this award, I think, in 2016, and it kind of goes to the point. I like to think of it, different instructors give it for different reasons, and I like to think of the firefighter that made the most difference, not only to the class, but I try to look beyond the class and think, is this guy going to make a difference where he's working at his department? So I really take that into consideration, and I'm gonna do it a little different. I'm gonna kind of go off. I'm gonna announce him first, and then I want to kind of just give a little backstory. So the Making a Difference Award for the Class 210 is going to go to, from the Columbus Fire Department, Dalton Cook. Hold on, Dalton. And with this award, I say at every class, this could have went half a dozen people. But this, from the second, we talked about it last night, he drove up on campus, and you'll see him when he gets up here. He's got this, he's got the hairline that everybody wants, and he had these big long, I think he had it in some kind of barrette when he pulled up. But he pulls up and he backs in. The first time I've ever seen this guy, and he says, "What's up, dude?" And I just looked at him, and probably with some kind of disgust, and I just walked away. I didn't even speak to him. But that was my first impression of him, and from the entire time on, this is the kind of guy that's he rallies people. People feel better when they're around him. And me and a lot of the instructors joked about it. We were like, there's a line in the Shawshank Redemption movie where it said he was a cocky punk, but we loved him from the start. That's the way it was with Dalton. He was always upbeat. Even when we were hammering down on him, or if he wasn't feeling it, always upbeat, and he made the class. He always lightened the mood of the class. So he's made a difference to me. I know he'll make a difference, Dalton, and you better not make me a liar. He's going to make a difference in his department, and I'm real proud to say, Making a Difference Award, Dalton Cook. Come on, baby. I didn't want to tell him I liked him, but I had it come down to it. All right, lastly, flag that you saw Joe bring in earlier. Basically, the flag, it means a couple of different things here. And for me and for us instructors, when you finally see 20 plus firefighters on one page going the same direction, it's not what I want, what he wants, what this one wants, it's what we want. And that's for us as instructors. That's the rewarding part to them achieving this flag. For them, it's another goal that they've attained. It's something that they can be proud of. It's something that they can call their own. And this class really, they did a great job getting the flag. It's a lot of fun for everybody to get. Each and every one of the class members had a part in it. So really, really a special thing for them as well as us instructors. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Caleb.
At this time, Class 210 would like to present the flag back to the Fire Academy.
Lastly, before I introduce the class speaker for Class 210, I wanted to just I was just thinking about it out in the hallway, and we got some good things for firefighters, not always a good thing, but we got some changes at the academy. They're going to be good changes. We got some different things going to be happening, but I wanted to thank, like he just did for me, I wanted to thank Instructor Chief Collier. We just figured it out. For any of y'all sitting in it, you've either been trained by him in this class or you know him in some other portion. So I wanted to just give him a special thank you from us, as well as the instructional staff. 104 classes that he's been responsible for over the last 18 years. And when you think of anything, hard work, dedication, selflessness, anything that you can think of that's going to be a positive attribute that you want in somebody, this is what this guy has been for me for the last 13 years for sure. But I just wanted to give him a special thank you, not only as my supervisor, but my best friend for the last 13 years. So I want to please join me in thanking him this morning. Okay, class speaker for Class 210 from the Waveland Fire Department, Scott Tardivu.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this morning for our Class 210 graduation from the Mississippi State Fire Academy. This ceremony represents the final process in a 7-week training program that transitions us from recruits to firefighters. This past 7 weeks has been hot, challenging, stressful, and at times extremely frustrating. But with perseverance, and persistence, in spite of all these challenges, obstacles, and discouragements, we have a class have come together to form one heartbeat and barreled through it. Through all this adversity, we have learned many lessons that will follow us throughout our personal and professional lives, whether it is situational awareness, attention to detail, discipline, following orders, or teamwork. These lessons forced a group of strangers with different backgrounds, beliefs, and goals to become one. Whether it was a tough evolution, front-leaning rest, learning how to count, or a PT session, we were able to come together and become one. We had an excellent group of training staff who, even though they were tough on us, they were extremely fair. They were with us every step of the way, whether it was PT, evolutions, or flag detail. They were right beside us, leading by example and setting the standard. Although each instructor had something different to teach us, we were able to learn a different lesson from each one of them. I would like to thank the most important people in this room, our families, parents, siblings, children, grandparents, all of y'all. Without y'all's love, support, and sacrifice, most of us would not have been able to get through this process. Lastly, Class 210, I cannot put into words how proud and honored I am to have gone through this process with each and every one of you. I've made some really good friends and some memories that are going to follow me throughout my lifetime. Good luck, and God bless y'all.
Thank you, Scott. Hey, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our guest speaker for today for this graduation. To my right is Chief Stephen Bardwell. Chief Bardwell is a native of Starkville, Mississippi, and he got his start in serving in the public as a sanitation worker for the Starkville Sanitation Department. He then became a member of the Starkville Fire Department. Later, he was employed with the Mississippi State Fire Academy, working in all bureaus and divisions and administration in the ranks of instructor, senior instructor, training coordinator, instructor supervisor, and instructor chief. Currently, he serves as an instructor for the National Fire Academy, the executive leadership programs, and has worked with fire departments and fire academies in 40 states. And he has taught in organizational leadership classes and emergency management programs, working directly with fire departments throughout the United States, such as the Fire Department of New York, the Honolulu Fire Department, the Albuquerque, New Mexico Fire Department, Fairbanks, Alaska Fire Departments, and many, many more. He has also instructed personnel from Japan, Canada, England, Mexico, and Turkey. He also serves as the chair of the United States Fire Administration's Council for Fire and Emergency Services Higher Education Bachelor's Degree Program. And his education background from Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona, he has a Master of Science in Executive Fire Service Leadership. The University of Memphis, Bachelor's of Science in Fire Prevention Technology, and the United States Fire Administration National Fire Academy Executive Fire Officer. And he holds a Mississippi State Personnel Board Certified Public Manager. But wait, there's more. And more importantly to us, he's our leadoff man for session 1 of the Executive Fire Officer Program. We always ask him to come in and kick off the session 1. There's 4 sessions, and he's always been willing to come in and speak to this executive fire officer class. He's been doing it for a long time now, and was one of the spearheads of the Executive Fire Officer Program here. So we appreciate his expertise and professionalism in this program. Let's welcome Chief Stephen Bardwell.
I'm going to get Chief Burnside. I asked the Executive Director and Chief Burnside when they asked me for an introduction. If you could just say my name, you say it from Starkville, that's fine. But thank you all, folks. I do want to thank the Academy's Administration Commissioner Cheney for having me out here. It's always a pleasure to be back out here. It is. To the parents, spouses, family, and friends, I want to say this is their time. To the fire department members here, I want to say this is their time. And all the State Fire Academy faculty and staff already know this is their time. Now let's look at exactly what is it their time to do. What is it their time for? Folks, I want to make a statement. The United States Fire Service as a whole is experiencing challenges like we have never experienced before. From Bangor, Maine to Los Angeles, from Seattle to Key West, Florida, and all in between, we're experiencing some big challenges, folks. But despite all those challenges, we got even more opportunities. That's where you all come in. This is your time to help us conquer those challenges. And I also want to state that the state of Mississippi, I feel, is poised to become one of the states to set the example in conquering these challenges that we're going to talk about, conquering these challenges for all other states to follow. That's where you all come in. This is your time to help the state of Mississippi lead, show leadership, and set examples for all other states to follow. From Corinth to Pascagoula, from Olive Branch to Waveland in the past. It's past Christian. Yeah. We got some good fire departments, folks, and we got some good people in those fire departments, and we got some good folks in our community who support them and some family members who support them. Look around. Let's look at some of those challenges that we're facing as a nation. Technology. Fire departments, whether it's equipment, whether it's nozzle use or whatever, we have a lot of things that are technology based. This is your time. Use your innovation skills, your critical skills, your creative skills. Help us get the most out of this technology. Retention. The Columbus Fire Department, the Batesville Fire Department, as well as all the fire departments represented, they've got some good folks working in that department that have been there. They're loyal. They've shown appreciation. This is your time. Show your department, show your community how thankful that you are for them bringing you in. Show your loyalty. I'll say continue to show your loyalty. Embrace change. The Jackson Fire Department, the Tupelo Fire Department, as well as all the fire departments represented, they've undergone some critical changes over the years and probably going to undergo some more. With change comes decisions. That's where you come in. This is your time to show your support for those decisions. Embrace the change, become a change agent. And all of us have to remember, sometime that change has to start right here. Setting good examples. The Fulton Fire Department, the New Albany Fire Department, they got firefighters, fire officers there that are setting examples for you and gonna set a lot more examples for you. But you know what? You can set examples for them. We learned that leadership can be done from bottom to top, from top to bottom. So this is your time. Set examples, not just tomorrow, but 20 years from now. Well, at least we hope you'll still be there. Community engagement. Fire departments are engaging more in their community, more and more each day, various ways. The Clinton Fire Department, the Macomb Fire Department, they've been created in programs to engage the community. Some departments are increasing their community risk reduction program. Some have even implemented a community paramedicine program. Some departments have implemented programs in preschool, middle school, high school, and even some local colleges. Enhanced services. As I look around, I see a lot of folks from Mississippi who are living in communities that have experienced an enhancement of the services. In other words, services your fire department provided, say 20 years ago, has really advanced. We're offering more services, and we're going to offer more. Then expanded services. Again, I look around and I see folks from communities, people representing fire departments, where the fire department have expanded their services. Some of them might not have been providing emergency medical services where they are now. Some of them may have been providing basic ambulance service where they're doing paramedic services now. And we're going to be doing even more because the public deserves more. This is your time, your opportunity. We're going to talk about critical skills in just a second here, but when we talk about expanding services, you got ideas. Go through your department policy, of course, forward those ideas. Your departments are going to be very dependent on you. You got new ideas. Looking forward to it. The Martin community, the Saltillo community, these are communities that have also witnessed expansion of the services by their fire department, as well as all the other departments represented here. Ethics and doing the right thing. Unfortunately, the fire service is not exempt from bad decisions. But what I would say is, remember what your parents told you? I think you'll do just fine. Remember, keep in mind the members of your department, the people in your community, your family, all the great folks here at the State Fire Academy, and as I mentioned earlier, all these great firefighters in the state of Mississippi. Keep those in mind, and I think you make some good decisions throughout your career. Learning from success. You experience success. You've been successful making it through this program. You're going to experience more success. But we're saying this is your time. Don't just sit on the success. Continue to be successful. Learning from failures. We want you all to be super successful. And as I look around here, I see a lot of people who've probably experienced a lot of success, but may have also experienced some failure. As we know, sometimes we can learn even more from the failures than we do our success. This is your time. People are watching you, whether you are successful or whether you fail at something. And this is your time to show. This is me being successful, and this is me after a failure. Be an advocate for lifelong learning and lifelong wellness. Your people in your community, your department members, they're expecting you to continue your learning, whether you've been in the department for 1 day or 35 years. Continue that learning and continue that wellness. Now, I'm saying that, especially the wellness part, that I have not set a good example. As I rode through the gate here, I can remember some days I would run this fence line, and I would say, it's ridiculous. People that reach this age, they can't do this and they can't do that. And some of the instructors here asked me, why are you still running? I don't think I'd make it to the fence right now. I don't think that I would. Don't be like me. Keep it up. May not be running, but keep your wellness up. And also try to eat the right thing. I'm going to try to eat better with that too. Critical thinking and creative thinking. These are terms that you've been hearing, and you're going to hear more of them. The U.S. Fire Service, this is something we're really emphasizing from top to bottom, all different ranks, bottom to top. Critical thinking, innovation skills, creative thinking. We're dependent on you to do that to help us conquer all these challenges. The U.S. Fire Service and the Mississippi Fire Service is dependent on you. Right now, you are the newest product that the state of Mississippi has produced. This is your time. But I want to emphasize something else. Time is not yours. If anybody doubts that, speak with your parents, speak with your grandparents, so forth. They'll reemphasize that. No, time's not going to wait on you. But this is your time. We want you to use it wisely. And when I say the Mississippi Fire Service is dependent on you and the U.S. Fire Service is dependent on you, I mean it. I mean it. We need you to help us, the state of Mississippi, be one of the states that serve as an example for the folks at the Fire Department of New York City, Boston, Possum Nut, Arkansas, or Tallahassee, Florida, or wherever. We can do it. This is your time. We hope you use it wisely. And folks, I thank you.
Class 210, attention! Left face, Class 210, prepare for roll call. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 24, all present, Cowboys! Sir!
If there's any father that's currently serving as a firefighter that would like to come up and present their son with their diploma, any fathers that are in the fire service currently? Okay, come on up, Steve. Logan Coker. Dalton Cook. Caleb Councilman. Joseph Douglas. Coleman Dowell. Lucas Edmondson. Tyler Estes. Raphael Graham. John Hollingsworth. Chambliss Howell. Justin Hudson. Todd Kaiser. Holden Little. Robert Owen. Justin Patterson. Samuel Phillips. Cole Ross. Caleb Snyder. Cole Street. Scott Tardivu II. Justin Taylor. Landon Vaughn.
All right, this is the moment we've been waiting for, right? By the authority granted to the Mississippi State Fire Academy and under the laws of the state of Mississippi, we proclaim Class 210 as a certified firefighters. Hey, that's going to conclude our graduation ceremonies, but please feel free to visit the Fire Academy, move around, take your firefighter with you and let them show you around all the props they were working on. Also, we have the memorial right here by the auditorium. I would like for you to visit that if you have time. We've got refreshments out in the foyer. Please make yourselves at home, take plenty of pictures, and y'all be safe traveling home.
I don't remember them saying I'd have to watch a man take his last breath with his wife and daughter at his chest, or to see a family's home go up in flames, knowing they just lost everything. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on and don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today, 'cause you know God made us that way. I never thought I'd see the terror in a mother's eyes as she watched her 15-year-old die, or to feel the fire slap me in the face as it moves through this house at a steady pace. But we've got to know we did our best. Go on, don't worry about the past. Try to make a difference in this crazy world today, 'cause you know God made us that way.